If you an active gangbanger and you really on your shit every day, you know what I mean? It's a whole different lifestyle. You waking up, doing your thing, homie. You know what I'm saying? You probably banging on every nigga you run across, asking niggas where they from. They say the wrong hood, you might get off or get cracking, bust on a nigga. Like, niggas know what an active member out here do. Now, if you from your area, whether you from it and you never been active, whether you been active before and you fell back due to whatever reasons, you know what I'm saying, and you moved on to something else, which is my scenario. Like, I do music. I'm chasing the goal. I'm pursuing my dreams. So, you know what I mean, I'm realistic with myself. I see the steps you gotta take in the work you gotta put in, and that's what I do day to day.
Sniper Net Hustle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
All that, and then some to the income. Hit these YouTube streets, find a corner, and being one, pull up on 504 Street, Hood Stories. Let me get it right. I don't know why I don't know this by heart by now. 504 Street Stories and Worldwide Gangsters. We didn't react to a gang of their content since we've been doing this, but with no further ado, he say BG got jacked first, YB and Namir. Now it's Cash Money BG. Let's see what him and the jackers allegedly have been up to.
No one has the authority to take somebody else's life.
A frustrated New Orleans detective, Winston Harbin, says he knows of several people who have information pertaining to this case. He believes Sanders had a conflict with someone about a vehicle and is pointing to a failed deal as a possible motive.
And tonight we're going to be talking about Jernelle Sanders out of Magnolia.
Candace went missing on April 21st, 2008. She was going on a date with her boyfriend, Jernelle Sanders, that night, but the pair was never heard from again. About a week after their disappearance, their bodies were discovered inside of a burned SUV in New Orleans East. The vehicle abandoned near Michoud and I-10.
So picture this, on the old side of the Magnolia, where paint peel off the bricks like memories that never left, that's where Jernelle Sanders, aka Junk, first stamped his name. The streets ain't had to ask who his people was. The Sanders family been running through them streets since before Junk could spell respect. That bloodline was heavy with history, and the city felt like a heartbeat under the pavement. Jernelle came up wild, no silver spoon. It's a cold one with his name on it. He learned early that the streets don't hand out diplomas, only lessons written in bloodshed and murder with heat from the police. That boy was feared before he could grow a beard. When he walked through the cold yard, even the corners turned quiet. Some say he had a temper.
Fear before he can grow a beard. That's bars. Oh, wow.
Like a lit fuse on a short stick of dynamite, short, loud, and guaranteed to make the block remember. But behind all that was a name that carried weight. OG Stepper, John's uncle. Stepper was one of them real ones, a legend in the streets who played the game how it go. That boy was wrongfully convicted. He took that life sentence like it was just another bid. But Stepper ain't no rat. He gave that life sentence back like it was bad credit and walked free. Whole city celebrated that comeback like Mardi Gras came early. That boy Junk was cut from the same cloth, just younger and more dangerous. Quick temper, yeah, but quicker with that mind when it came to handling business. They see people in the city joke that boy, saying shit like if patience was money, Junk was broke by choice. But best believe you me, that boy made up for it in fear. And when they say broke, they don't mean literally. His name rang from the Magnolia to the 17th. Ain't even cats that ain't never met dude spoke his name, always attached to some gangster shit. So dig this here, rappers was shouting that boy name out in their lyrics like his story was part of the beat. One of them, Christopher Dorsey, aka BG from the 13th. Word on the street, BG and Joint had business, the kind of business the streets don't joke about. The streets claim Joint was pressing BG for more than respect. Rumor had it, Joint went with the move and walked away with that boy Diamond 13 pendant. BG used to flex in every video. Now see that 13 chain situation? That's where the streets started talking. Word was Joint ain't just take it, he melted it down. Brought them shit straight to the jeweler, told him lose the one and the 3 will speak for itself. Now that's Peace Shine with a whole new story. 3 for the third wall, Uptown Magnolia. No captions needed, you heard me? That move was some straight gangster shit. Jernelle flipped the 13th to a 3. That street marketing 101. No PowerPoint required. After that there, every hood in the city knew his name hit different. Some of the OGs tried to tell that boy Jernelle to slow down. He was becoming more feared than respected. Some of the other young dudes out the hood was on that same type of time though. But your name ringing in them streets ain't for sale. You either born with gangster shit pumping through your veins or you was getting walked over by it. That boy came up on the old side of the Noya, that part where the concrete remember every footprint. The joint's reef didn't stop there. Whether you from the Catio, the Mouth, or across town in the 9, the streets respected his name. Ain't because he screamed it loud, it's cause the streets still whispered long after he left. And that's the thing about Jernelle Sanders, he ain't no myth, but he moved like one. Cold heart, hot reputation, a young gangster molded by lineage, sharpened by the streets in the city, but most fade quick.
That's why when you actually spent some serious times in the streets and was really about some serious get down, you can let the few haters say what they want to say. There's generations of witnesses know what it do on my mama.
Jernelle's story stayed permanent, like his name carved in magnolia bricks, all to erase, impossible to forget. Say, bruh, dig this year. This where it get grimy, real grimy. See, the 7 Ward of New Orleans is a place where life don't walk easy. Downtown, them boys ain't bout no bling bling, they bout that sting sting. The air in the 7 Ward stayed thick with heat. You could smell the food from Triangle Deli from a block away, sitting right between North Broad and St. Bernard. Not too far from that beat. Shotgun houses leaning like dope fiends who just did a bag of 911. Just do it or worldwide. Every other car on the block either missing a hubcap, a license plate, or a reason to still be there. Yeah, this that part of the city where hope keep one eye open and sleep with its back up against the wall. Nighttime, man, that's when the 7 Walls start talking. Sirens singing lullabies, stray dogs bark warnings, and them street lights flicker like they too scared to stay on. Out here, violence ain't no special occasion. It's the background music for steppers, hustlers, and scammers, like bass in a trap beat. Always there, always bumping. So dig this year, on one of them side streets sat Tim Auto Body and Paint, a little shop that was known for doing number jobs. On paper, it was legit. People bring their whips in. Tim fix them up, send them out clean. But anybody from the block could tell you if the price too good, something ain't right. Timothy Webb, the man behind the shop, played it smooth. Always had that easy smile. That kind of dude that shake your hand but never let you see what's in the other one. That boy was fixing cars by day and tagging stolen shits by night. You could call it entrepreneurship or just call it crime with better marketing. In early 2008, Joint was 22 and hungry for something clean to roll in. That boy dropped 10 racks on a vet from Tim. 10 bands, small change if you in them streets, but dangerous money if you plotting. The whole uptown thought it was weird that Joint would be copping a number job from a shop in the 7 Wall. And just like that broad that ghosted you in the hotel room, that boy Joint waited and waited and waited, but the whip never came. Every week, Tim had a new story. Shipment delayed, wrong parts. Give me till Friday, bruh. Check this year out. We gonna just say that Friday never came. Joint tried patience, but patience don't get shit done. So he did what any dude from the streets would do. He went to see that boy face to face. On April 21st, 2008, Joint pulled up to that shop with his girl. She was 24 at the time and loyal to the bone. It wasn't going for talk no more. They came for answers. That afternoon, the sun was hanging low, hitting them car panels just right, shining like the flakes in a brick of raw coke. Them shits was like sin in daylight. Inside, compressors hissing, paint guns spitting, radio low, playing blues on FM 98. But the vibe, shady. You could feel the tension stretching like rubber about to snap. Tim was there, but so was his partner Chuck, the muscle, the kind of dude who ain't need to talk loud to make a point. When the words started flying, the tempers got heated. Word on the streets was that boy Tim was pooped out, or Joint was coming to kill him. So he called his partner Chuck. That boy Joint wasn't playing either. He wanted his whip or the cash. Tim started talking in circles like a shiesty preacher begging for tithes and offerings. Then Chuck stepped in and the switch flipped. Next thing you know, that iron flash, shots fired. Jern hit the floor before the words even stopped going back and forth. Just like that there, one man's dream turned into blood on the shop floor. And his girl, wrong place, wrong time, wrong people to trust. 2 live guns in seconds. New Orleans ain't blinked. The city done seen worse. But this one right here cut deep. And yo, you ever notice how some dudes always think they smarter than Einstein? Them boys tried to hide the whole shit. Loaded the bodies in the whip, drove them out to the edge of the city. But the skyline fade and the people look too tired to care.
It's a cold story I thought was all about a chain. It get way deeper than that.
Yeah, them boys torched the whole whip, flames lighting up the night sky, ashes floating like confessions that ain't never gonna be heard. 10 days later, 12 found what was left behind, a burned SUV, nothing but bones and questions.
The pair was never heard from again. About a week after their disappearance, their bodies were discovered inside of a burned SUV in New Orleans East. The vehicle abandoned near Michoud and I-10.
New Orleans been quiet, but the 7th Ward, the old people started whispering. Some said Tim's shop shut down early that night. Others said Chuck was gone missing for 2 days. But the streets don't snitch, it just remembers. Years roll by, in that case set cold. File collecting dust like them Levi 501s that nobody wear no more. 12 gave up. The block moved on until 2013 when a whole different storm hit. By that year, the old murder file was colder than the mortician's handshake. Nobody talking, no leads moving. But see, fate got a funny way of spinning the block when you least expect it. How the city thought them ghosts was laid to rest. The feds was digging somewhere else. A case about an armored truck driver gunned down mid-route. Money gone, suspect vanished. Like you did that one night stand when she said she was pregnant. Now that's when the Fed's radar caught a blip. Name popped up. That sounded real familiar. Timothy Webb, and right behind that boy, Chuck. Yeah, the same Chuck from the murders. It's the same duo that used to move them stolen whips back in the day. That's when detectives started connecting dots like they finally found Wi-Fi. One thing about time, it don't erase dirt. It just bury it shallow. Dig long enough, you gonna open Pandora's box. When them investigators line up stories, witnesses, scraps, and chatter from the streets, it was clear. The 2008 double murder had them boys' fingerprints all over it. Not literal prints, but the secret signature you can't scrub off. Next thing you know, both of them boys get snatched up, charged for second-degree murder. The hood buzzing, life sentence hanging over their heads. For once, justice looked like it might actually clock in for work. But Tim, that boy ain't built for life behind no bars. Dude started singing faster than the birds at sunrise.
Same old Tory. I meant to say story, not Tory.
19, he got a deal, the kind that make you hate lawyers and shake your head at how low a man will go to save his own ass. He flipped on that boy Chuck, traded loyalty for leniency, proof for time. He stood in front of district attorney Leon Canizero, sweating through that cheap suit and spilled it all. Said he was there when Jern got popped inside the shop. Said his girl got murked outside. Said he helped load the bodies, watch the fire burn. He ain't pulled the trigger, but he damn sure did held the lighter that lit the fire. And that's the thing, the street don't forget who did what, even when the system played favorites. Tim walked into that courtroom like he still had something left to lose, but when the DA offered him 20 instead of life, that boy jumped like somebody who had just won a lottery. 20 years for 2 lives. That's a sale so disrespectful, it should come with a coupon code. That's the law. Dirty when it wanna be, blind when it don't feel like looking. By the time 2023 rolled around, Tim stood in all these Parish criminal court facing the families of Jernelle Sanders and his girl. The courtroom was tense, not loud, just tense. You can even hear the benches creak when the people shifted their bodies. You can feel the silence. It hit harder than the judge's gavel. Some families didn't yell, didn't curse, they just stared, long, tired, empty stares. The kind of look that say you can't repay what you stole. When the judge handed down that 20-year sentence, the air barely moved. Tim nodded like he accepted it, but you could see in his eyes the man wasn't sorry, just caught. Chuck, he wasn't there no more, locked up for another case. His name already buried under a mountain of indictments. Ain't no honor amongst thieves, just shared funerals and separate prison cells. See, the 7th Ward don't do closure, it just keep memories like trophies sitting on cracked pavement and bent street signs. And that's the real truth out here. Every hustle got an expiration date. You either cash out or burn out. Say, bruh, everybody know the The streets of the Endo don't love, they just lease. And when that lease up, you get evicted real quick. That's New Orleans for you though. City that keeps its secrets buried and the guns bussin'. And if you ever drive through the Endo, just remember this year. Keep your head on the swivel, mind your business, and move with caution. Cause out here, the streets don't forgive shit.
Now, I don't understand if they trying to say the bodies that was found burnt was responsible for BG Chain. If it was a coincidence. But yeah, old boy came up, 20 years, 2 bodies. He supposed to jump on that every time. They gave my homeboy 12. It was a sweet deal.
But I mean, some of the laws in California have been twisted to where just being from a gang is the crime. So, you know what I mean? If you're around your homies and your hood happen to be under an injunction, being around each other is a violation of you know what I'm saying, a law. So, in some circumstances, they creating laws to bear something that beforehand wouldn't be illegal becomes illegal just because of your affiliation, like gang enhancements for your crimes.
Snakewood and that Hustle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.